Hello, we're here with Jane Moran, who is a former Slugger and also a current University of Illinois student. She also plays for the number one ranked club softball team in the country, and they were looking for a run to the national title this year. And that obviously has been interrupted due to the quarantine situation and the fact that they've sent everybody home from school. So, I guess Jane, if you kind of want to just give us an idea of your post Slugger life, what you've been doing, and what's going on.
Sure. So, as you said, I go to U of I. I major in Spanish, and I'm hoping to be a Spanish teacher. Um, I'm also still helping out with the Sluggers. I help out with Coach Rachel with the 12U. Um, and yeah, with the club team, it's a lot of fun. It's a good mixed balance of best of both worlds, honestly. I met some of my best friends there, and yeah, it's pretty chill lifestyle. I mean, school's busy, but I'm keeping busy and doing things I love, so it's good.
Excellent. So anyway, how's the dogs?
They're great. Well, they had a rough patch for a while. We have 3 now, so it's kinda crazy. Our new dog, Olive, she's about a year. She causes some problems with the other 2, um, but we're working really hard to, like, integrate them better and lessen the amount of dust ups that we see in the house.
Oh man, so you had like full blown dog fights going on?
Oh, yeah, they've been bad too. There's been blood drawn from dog and human, so
Oh man.
yeah, it was bad. We're minimizing that though, so.
Excellent, excellent. So you've been coaching since you graduated last year. I want to say you were the head coach of the 10U team, and then this year you're assisting Coach Rachel. So do you have any aspirations to coach after you get done with college and you're a teacher?
Yes, I do. I hope when I'm a teacher, a high school teacher, I can coach at a high school, hopefully the one I teach at, and hopefully stick with the Sluggers as well. I love the connection with the players to just, like, share my love with it, so I wanna keep that going for sure.
So tell us a little bit about kind of your whole Slugger career, like how you came to us, and I know you did a 1 year hiatus, but you came back, and so kind of give us the whole deal: why you came, why you left, why you came back, how your experience was. Give us the whole rundown.
Sure. So 12U, we before 12U, I played for the Elmhurst Emeralds. We were pretty strong, but as we got older, just fell through. So we were looking all around. I don't know how many places we looked, but quite a few. But 12U, we had a little group of our Elmhurst people come and try out, and I don't know, I just loved the feel of it. It was super official. We were at Olympic. It felt right at that moment. So we went with that for a year, and it was interesting to I'll just leave it at that. And then next year, things didn't work out as well as we hoped. So we went to the Heat, and that was just even more interesting. Good experience, of course. Kept playing, but after that, I knew I didn't want to return back to that. It wasn't as strict as I'd hoped it to be, or whatever. So I came back,
Competitive?
tried out.
Would you say competitive would be the right word? It wasn't as competitive.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
competitive and not the level I wanted to be
Okay.
at that age. That was, I think we were a 13U team. I don't know that age after 12U, whatever.
Yeah. 13.
Um,
Yep.
so after that, we came back to Sluggers to give it another shot, and we ended up joining your team. Me and my friend Maria, who and Delaney, of course, we kind of traveled as a pack at that point. And the experience like changed totally. We had a much better experience with the program. And then ever since then, like we just stuck with it. It was the right place for us, the right mix of people, the right coaches. It was perfect.
Excellent. So, what would you say, like, if um, you know, you could say that you learned some things during your whole softball career, not just with the Sluggers, that maybe some things that you still use today that gave you some like life lessons and tools that you could be successful at the University of Illinois and going forward in your life. What are some of the things you think you learned?
I think the main thing for me is time management. I'm kind of like all over the place. So softball definitely gave me that structure to like follow and make sure that I'm like staying on top of school, playing sports, all that, social life, all of that. But other than that, like hard work, of course. Like you put the work in, you will get results, no matter what it is. You see failure, but with hard work, you bounce back from that, and you show like that you have courage. You don't give up. You just keep working at it, and you will get it at some point.
Absolutely. Well, I can tell you this. So, I think you did. I think you were right as far as years. I think you came back at 14U and joined a team that I was the head coach of. And I think your first year back, you had a great season. You pretty much, I think, got injected as our starting center fielder right out of the gate. And you were a lefty slapper, for those of you that don't know, super fast. Like, I think you wound up like 2.7 home to first time, like, super fast, like D1 kind of fast. And however, at that point in time, you were extremely strong with your glove, but probably not as strong offensively. And so, just from my perspective, I think over the course of the next several years, I'm not sure anybody worked as hard as you did on your game offensively, like to become, truly a triple threat where you could drag, bunt, and slap, and hit away, depending on what the situation is. I think you went from being probably a bottom of the lineup hitter to pretty much our plug and play leadoff hitter at the time. And so I think what you're saying is absolutely true. Like, I seen it with you, like the work that you put in paid dividends, not only to yourself and to more opportunity that you got, but to our team. Like, that was something we needed as a team. We had a lot of big hitters that could hit the ball a long way, but we didn't have a ton of table setters. And so one of the things that we needed out of you was to be that person at the top of the lineup to kind of set the table. And so I can tell you that for that period of time, like, you put in the time, like you lived in the facility. Like, at that time, the facility was right outside of my office. And so I got to see your face on a very, very regular, if not every day, it was close to it, where when we weren't together as a team, you were in there, putting in your individual work. And so you are definitely a person that somebody could look to that says, okay, I was a good softball player, but I put in the work to become really great at what I did. And there was a definite correlation between hard work and success in your instance. So I know you're probably not going to talk that highly of yourself, so that's why I took the opportunity to do it. But anyway, I seen it. It was great. It was a fantastic transition that you made. And you became one of our, with that came confidence. And I think with that you were definitely one of our vocal leaders on the team and everything. So it was a big jump you made. So
Oh yeah,
anyway,
for sure.
kudos to you. I'm sure I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but so tell me a little bit about, give me a funny story about, I don't know, playing days, like teammates.
Oh,
Teammates.
great.
You can
Lots of
tell as
them.
many stories as you want, or you can focus in on just one. I don't care.
Oh gosh, there's so many. I don't even know. I mean, there's a couple that I should probably leave for another time, but
Yeah,
um,
only.
but I gotta say, one of my favorite moments. This was before I joined your team.
Okay.
But this was 12U, and Paul and Coach K were the only coach figures at state in Peoria, and I don't know. That alone was just a fun time. They're crazy.
Paul
And then,
Schmidt and Coach Chris Casamas, for those who don't know.
yeah, great people. I was playing left field and this ball like just soared over my head, and I did like a flip or something like over the fence. Like my mom said, she looked over, and the next second my feet were like in the air, my head was like in the grass. I just completely fell over the fence, and the ball was still in the park.
Yes.
And my really good friend Delaney was playing center field and was just standing there laughing at me while the ball and the girl was running around. Um, that was just really funny.
So I was actually there because we had two 12U teams that year, and we were the other 12U team, and we were in the same place as you. So I was watching that game when that play actually took place, and so you're not lying. Like, you looked like a fish caught in a net, and you were like, I don't even know how to explain it. You were like caught, like you didn't want to flip over the backside of the fence, but yet you couldn't flip yourself back into the field of play. You were like stuck in limbo, like feet straight in the air and, head in the grass. And literally the ball was like within arm's reach, but it was on the other side of the fence that your arms were. So there was no way
Yeah.
for you to grab it. And then this girl who was, 12, but she was a big, powerful girl, but not super fast. She's just literally running around the bases as you guys. I mean, it was kind of a comical play, but I'm sure your coach at the time lost his mind over the whole thing because
Well,
people sitting there just looking at the ball, not doing anything, laughing.
well, that was the funny part because it was when it was just Coach K and Coach Paul. So them two together with
Oh my,
that was just unreal.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that was definitely a highlight. That was like my first like funny memory I think I have.
But I will tell you, it's not the last time that you flipped over a fence.
Oh no.
Yeah, there
First
were
of many.
many times when you went flying over the fence or got caught in it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, good times. So one of
Oh,
the
for
one of
sure.
the memories that I remember is we were in New York, and we were at the Triple Crown Sports Nationals, which was at that time like top 32 teams in the country got invited to it. And so we're there, and we're playing, and we're in between games. So it's the first. We played a game already earlier that day. We're waiting to see who we play next, and so we're just killing time or whatever. And I think I still have a video to this day of this where you busted out the Jane dance, and
Oh.
it was like maybe for the first time ever. And so so maybe you can tell them the story about this dance that you learned in one of your 1 or 2 years in hip hop, like whatever.
Okay, yeah, so my sophomore year, I decided for some reason, don't know why, to take a dance class, and one of the units was hip hop, so we learned to dance to a Kanye song, "All Day" by Kanye, and for whatever reason, like, that was the only dance that, like, stuck with me, like, I didn't know how to do any of them, and so I decided to teach it to the team and perform sometimes, and it was a thing for, I don't know, like 3 years after that, like, everyone started to know it, and we would all just do it. It was interesting.
It was good. I at one point I'll go back and I'll collect all the videos of you teaching and doing that dance, because I think I do have probably 10 videos of you guys doing this silly dance. And I'll put them all together and do a collaboration, and then I'll play the Kanye song over it. But
Oh, wait, make sure you do the clean version.
yeah, I will do the clean version, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that iconic dance right there for sure.
Yeah, so I remember you guys doing that dance and looking at the skyline of Manhattan, which was kind of cool and surreal and funny all at the same time. And it's one of my favorite memories. Like you guys just literally having fun in the moment, like doing the thing that teams do that a lot of people don't get to see because parents or fans or whatever, they don't get to see those moments that were away from the field and kind of everything going on. But that was a really fun time.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's do this. So you're a coach now, so and you've had lots of coaches over the years. And by the way, one thing I failed to mention was the success that you guys had at the high school level. I think um, tell us a little bit about kind of your York experience and what you guys did. I think it was your senior year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so my senior year, we lost no one. So we were the same exact team from the previous year. And then in my junior year, we only got to, I, I don't even, we didn't get far. I'll just put it there. We didn't get far in playoffs. Didn't do very well in conference. Or no, we did pretty well, but
I think you guys
we
finished second to
OPRF, yeah.
PRF. Yep.
So we finished second to OPRF, our main rival. But my senior year, so we were the same exact team, except we added one specific player, Lauren Durkowski. She's a pitcher, lights out pitcher, committed to Michigan. She's great. She changed a lot of our program. Like she changed our team entirely. Basically, she helped us get to state, and she helped us win conference. Um, but like not only was she pitching so great, she was hitting and she was motivating everyone and showing hard work and determination that like just reflected onto everyone. Like we wanted to be that solid. Like we wanted to be that good. So we we I can't remember specifically. Oh, so we played OPRF regular season and we beat them the first time and it was like some crazy ending. I don't even know what happened. I forget because there's too many crazy moments. But it was like back and forth, tied, like 1 run difference at the end, and that was with Lauren pitching. So we were playing them for the second time, and we decided to switch it up and not because she started for most of our games, and to just like switch it up and not have her start. And we got crushed 10-0 over in 4 innings, whatever. I mean, and that was kind of hard to handle, but we did it so that when we faced that, because we were to face them in playoffs, because they were pretty good and we were pretty good, so we knew that we would meet up eventually. That they wouldn't see Lauren for a third time when we play them in the playoffs. So that game was just electric. I mean, we definitely wanted it more because this time we beat them by like 5 runs or something. Like it was, and it was just crazy. Like the coach came up after and was like, I already booked my buses to state. We booked the hotel. Like here, like you guys take it. Like whatever. Like it was just
Yeah, and that
something
team, by the
else.
way, had I think they were either one or two-time defending champs for state.
Yeah.
They had Chardonnay Harris, who had graduated your senior year. So when you were a junior, they had Chardonnay, but by the time you were a senior, I think Chardonnay had already graduated.
Yes.
And
Yes.
tell us about facing Chardonnay, who was about I think she was 6'1", 6'2" lefty that threw close to 70 miles an hour. And I think she originally played at Auburn and then later
Yeah.
since transferred to another high level Power 5 D1 program. But she was, she was definitely the real deal. So you're a lefty, she's a lefty.
Hmm.
So tell us about facing somebody like that.
So usually I feel like I was pretty confident at the plate. Not gonna lie, when I played against her, I was kind of scared. I mean, I'm usually not used to a lefty pitcher, so that's kind of different for me. And like it's usually more inside when I have a lefty pitcher, and with her speed, it's even more like I have to be way more out in front. So that was really hard for me. And she had a killer rise ball that it was just like you couldn't lay off of it. Like you wanted to crush that, and then it would just be like way over your head. Um, but I do want to say one particular bat I sack bunted successfully against her, which was one of my proud moments because she was so hard to play against. But in all honesty, I can say that she is probably one of the best players that I've played against. She not only was a monstrous pitcher, but she was an insane hitter, roping home runs nonstop. Like she was just crazy.
Yeah, and that says a lot because I'll tell you during our our summer travel season, we played the top teams in the country every year, and so we would see legit D1 pitchers every tournament we went to. And so but she definitely, I could tell you just from seeing, she stands even above a lot of the girls that we seen during this. And we played California teams and Texas teams, and she was still that good, and she was right in our backyard. I mean, she was just a really special player. So
Yeah, I'm glad I got to play against her though. It's a cool experience.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
liked I liked the intensity.
So if you were giving any advice to like a young slapper these days, what would that be?
I would definitely say work on every tool that you can have. Because when I started out, I wanted to be a power hitter. I mean, I was scrawny, but that was what I did. I hit for power. Um, but once I started to get older, like I really started to work on drag bunting, bunting for a hit, soft slapping, hard slapping, flares, even some at the end of my career. Well, I guess I'm not really done, but I work on that more, placing it. Um, but like that's one of the most important things because when you have all those tools, you have so much power over the defense. I mean, they're playing in, okay, fine, I'll rip it over your head. You want to play back? I'll drop it right there. Like you can do so many different things, and it is so difficult for a defense to play a player like that.
Yeah, it's they can't take everything away. And so if you're one dimensional or even two dimensional, maybe they can cover you. But if you have all of those tools in your tool belt, it's nearly impossible. Like I can tell you with my 8U and 9U teams, we're developing several slappers right now. Like we've taken kids that are right-handed and fast, and we've just turned them around right now because no better time to learn. Now you were a natural lefty hitter. These girls are not, and so we're doing it, and we're working on all of those tools right now. In fact, B Rath is has been working with most of them. So I don't know if you've had a chance to talk to Bridget at all, but she's kind of stepped into your role, and she started working with a lot of these girls and having some success with them. So
That's great.
hopefully we can get you back out now that you're home, and once we're off of quarantine, and you can start contributing as well. But
Oh yeah.
we've got some great little speedsters that are going to follow in your footsteps. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm ready to work with them. Let me know.
Absolutely. Well, let's see. Last question. What You've been on some pretty good teams. So what do you think what qualities make up a championship team?
First and foremost, definitely self accountability. I think that everyone on the team needs to hold themselves accountable to doing their job, executing it the way they should, and putting in their own work outside. Once that comes together, the team needs to mesh as one and play for each other and have that determination and motivation as a whole. Um, I think that's like one of the most important things. I'm trying to think.
Let me ask you
And
this:
kind of,
what we all had like certain roles that we all played on a team, and your role on our team, and I'm sure you play a similar role on the other teams that you played on, is you definitely kept it light. Like you were fun and you were kind of the comedian of the group and kept everybody loose. Like how important is that role on any team?
I think it's very important because it it just takes off the pressure that might not be needed at a certain time, and it kind of lets everyone be reminded that it's like I mean, after all, it's just a game, and we're out here having fun, and we're just like doing this for our pleasure. I don't know, like it's it's an important aspect because I mean, there's a time to be serious, and there's also a time to put your head down and work hard, but at the same time, like it can't be like that always. You need to show your true colors at some point.
Sure, absolutely. No, I think what you said initially, just at the end of the day, it's a game. We all do it for pleasure, and so why not have some fun with it? And so I can tell you this: you always kept it light. It was always fun to be around you. All your teammates love you. I know your players do nowadays, and I would say that I'm always looking for my next Jane Moran because I think every team needs that person on it. I think it's an overlooked part of most teams. Like everyone's always looking for a loud girl or a serious girl, or they try to fit these roles. But I rarely hear coaches say, I'm looking for the one that kind of keeps it light. I'm looking for somebody who's fun and kind of just has a good time at all times. And I think you definitely were that. So I'm looking for my next Jane Moran. That's for sure.
Send them my way when you find them.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. Well, I'll let you get going back to your quarantine and breaking up dog fights. It sounds like you got your hands full there.
Oh
But
yeah, oh
it was
yeah.
great catching up with you. I appreciate you spending some time with us, Jane.
Oh, same to you. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll definitely see you over the summer out with the Sluggers coaching your team. And hopefully this all comes together sooner rather than later.
I agree. Hope to see you soon, Coach Dan.
Okay, take care, Jane.